Greetings! May the 4th be with you! Welcome to the latest Girl Scouts of Northern Indiana-Michiana virtual program. My name is Coral, and we also have Sunny and Echo joining us today for Yoda-approved activities. Enjoy!
Greetings, young Padawans, and welcome to this galactic adventure. My name is Marcia Curlin. On some planets, I'm known as Echo. I'm here today to teach you a skill that every Jedi needs to learn, and that is how to solve clues. For my brownie younglings who might be watching, this will satisfy step number 3 for the letterboxer badge, which looks like this. And that is practice solving clues. So today, what we're going to do is have a treasure hunt. And that treasure hunt is going to involve some clues. And those clues are written with an alphabet called Arabish, which is used throughout the Star Wars galaxy. And this involves a number of symbols that, lucky for us, correspond nicely to our English alphabet. So we'll find some clues and then we'll translate those into English to find out where we need to go next. So I'll show you what the Arabish alphabet looks like. Most of the letters are exactly like our alphabet. There are a few of their letters or symbols that stand for 2 of our letters that are blended together, like an SH sound or a TH sound. So we might find some of those today. We'll have to just see. This alphabet is available in our resources for today's event. So if you'd like to do something like this, check this out online and get a copy of the Arabish alphabet. So without any other delays, let's get started with our first clue. And this is kind of a long one. Let us see if we can translate this first clue. I'm going to put my alphabet in a clipboard because I'm going to be moving around a little bit. And I've got a pencil that's going to help me with all my clues. So, all right, I'm going to start going down the list. This looks like it's an M. This is an A, Y, T, H, an E, F, that's an O, R. I like that one. It's a C, it looks like. C, E. I have 2 E's now. Okay. Force. May the Force? Any ideas? B. You may have already figured it out. With. May the Force be with you. Okay. May the Force be with you. You've probably heard that expression before. That's a good thing for Star Wars characters to say to each other. So what does it mean, though? What do you think it means for a clue for our treasure hunt? May the Force be with you. Well, today we're doing this video and this event for you because it's May the 4th. May 4th. So I think that's the clue. May 4th. Maybe there's something about May 4th. I'm going to go check out the calendar and see if that's where our next clue might be. Join me. Let's see. Walking over here to my kitchen to check it out, and I think I was correct. So can you see the calendar here has got May the 4th marked with a pair of dice that were rolled to a 4. Haha, very good. And another clue. So I'm going to solve this one and figure out what to do next. All right. So this one, let me show you again. This one, we've got a D, another A, we've got a G, O, B, A, and H. Dagobah. Who knows what Dagobah is? That's the planet where Yoda lives. Where should I be going with this one? Well, you know what? My family was playing a Star Wars Monopoly game last night and we left it out. We didn't quite finish. So I remember Dagobah was featured on the game board. Let's go see. There's the Star Wars game all set up. Still all right there. And sure enough, there's Dagobah. Right there, those two purple properties. And do you see Yoda? Right there in the swamp. And sure enough, a clue right there as well. Let's see what this one is going to be all about. All right, so this clue. Let's see about translating this one next. Looks like we start with an L. We've got an I, G, H, T, light. Any ideas what this one's going to say? Light, something. All right, and then an S, A, B, E, R, lightsaber. That one translates to lightsaber. Lightsaber. Okay, come on back over here because lo and behold, someone left a lightsaber in my living room. Right there on my chair. A lightsaber in my house. And a clue. Check this one out. This is a short one. Only 3 letters or symbols it looks like. So let's check out what it might be. Looks like we start with an R. And then we've got an E. And that's a Y. Ray. Who knows who Ray is if you've seen the movies? Ray is one of the strong female characters. And I know where I've seen Ray in a magazine I was reading. Let's go see if that's right. Looking at this magazine and there was an article and right there featured a full page picture of Ray and our clue. Let me show you this one. All right, let's do another translation. All right, we've got, I know it's a little hard to see as I go along. B, A, another B, and a Y, and another Y, same characters next to each other. Baby, what could it be? Baby starts with a Y-O. Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda. All right, so I happen to know a place where Baby Yoda is hanging out. Let's see if Baby Yoda's got a clue for us. Baby Yoda is right here on my fridge. Cute little guy. Just right there with a clue. So let me get that clue and we'll see what this one's all about. Okay, this one is another short one that will translate. Looks like two of the same letters to start with. We've got a bee and another bee. What do you think? BB. I bet that's a number, not a letter. Yes, indeed. BB-8. All right. BB-8. One of my favorite little droids. And I know that BB-8 was on another one of those calendar pages. Yep. Here's BB-8. Right there with Ray again. And with a clue. So let's translate this one. Let me show it to you. Got to get my translation guide. All right, we're going to spell out CANTINA, cantina, cantina. Who remembers from the movie at Mos Eisley, the cantina? It was a pretty crazy place, wasn't it? Lots of interesting characters were there. It's a cantina, though. That's a place where you go to eat and drink. I don't have a cantina in my house. But wait, maybe it's my kitchen. Maybe it's my kitchen. Next clue might be right here in the kitchen. And I think I'm correct. Look at that. Here's our next clue. It's another long one. And it's here with a bunch of different things. So I gotta figure this one out. Let me get my translation guide. Okay. This one, there's an L, an E, a T, an S. Let's what? Let's do what? I don't know. Looks like an M, an A, got a K, and an E. Let's make something. B-L-U-E-M-I. Check that one out. That's an L, it looks like. Let's make blue milk. Let's make blue milk. I think that's a clue within a clue. Yes, all these things are here because that is coming a little bit later. A recipe for blue milk. Ingredients, things that you would need to make something from the Star Wars story. Blue milk. A clue within a clue. That's great. So that was our treasure hunt using Arabesh. So I hope you enjoyed wandering around my little galaxy with me. And please stay tuned because later in this video, I'm actually going to make some blue milk for you. So thank you, Padawans, for being part of my galactic treasure hunt today.
Okay, friends, so we're talking about animal habitats, more specifically Ewoks and their habitats. But before we get to habitats, I want to talk about ecosystems. And the best way to define them, is to do a little call and repeat with some actions. So get on up off your seats and let's do a little dance here. So repeat after me, say what I say. So an ecosystem is a place where living and non-living things come together and interact. So let's try it again, just so it sticks in your head. So an ecosystem is a place where living and non-living things come together and interact. Very good. So the ecosystem that the Ewoks live in is on the forest moon of Endor, which is the smallest moon located in the Outer Rim territories. So they have a habitat, and within their habitat, a habitat is a home where the Ewoks live. And so whenever I think about their home, I think about it's a forest territory. So it's going to be high up in the trees so they can look down at food that might be scurrying across the forest floor. So they like to be up in the canopy, which is the tallest part in the trees. And they like to build tree houses. The tree houses are amazing. And they have vines that they can swing across to seeing their neighbors. And they all live really close together because they like that family sense of being. And so I decided to make an Ewok home. It's out in the forest. And so I'm going to take you for a little tour of my Ewok's home. So I hope you'll come and join me. What's that over there? If you look really closely, you'll see it's a village. And there's an Ewok. Let's take a closer look. We don't want to get too close, but you can tell that the Ewok is out. Maybe it's ready to go venturing in the woods and look for food. Oh, look at that. Ewok even has a campfire ring. I bet they enjoy sitting out around the campfire and talking with their friends.
Hey Jedi! I'm Sunny, and today I'm going to be walking girls through an activity called Design a Droid. So this activity is meant specifically for, or written specifically for, the Daisy Design a Robot badge. But actually all age levels have a Design a Robot badge. So after this video is over, please feel free, if you're interested, to design your droid, whatever age level you are. Alright, so we're talking Star Wars, and in Star Wars, we have lots of different droids that we meet. So some of the droids are just kind of background characters that are only in the movies for a couple minutes and then we don't see them again. But then there's other droids that we meet that are actually really important to the story and become some of our favorite characters, like C-3PO, R2-D2, and BB-8. So in the Star Wars universe, all the different droids that we come across have different jobs or things that they've been built and programmed to do. One kind of droid in the Star Wars universe is called a protocol droid. And protocol droids are basically designed, they learn different languages so that they can translate different languages, and they learn about the culture and etiquette of the different species in Star Wars. So in Star Wars we have all these different planets with all of these different creatures and types of humans and species. So these droids are designed so that they can learn about all these different species and help translate. So an example of a protocol droid in Star Wars is C-3PO. So he is a protocol droid. Another kind of droid in Star Wars are called astromech droids. And just like their name, the mech at the end of an astromech droid name stands for mechanic. So astromech droids hang out on the starships and they fix things when they go wrong. They repair things. They're kind of like a Swiss Army knife. So they've got all these little compartments with little tools that pop out and can fix things. R2-D2 and BB-8 are both examples of astromech droids. And then a third kind of droid that we see quite a few of in Star Wars are battle droids. And these are droids that work for the military and they fight in place of humans. So just like in Star Wars, in real life, we have robots that help do jobs for humans. So sometimes we have robots that are designed to do jobs that are either too dangerous or too difficult for humans to do. Like maybe robots that do very precise kinds of surgery, or robots that go up and spend a lot of years and time up in space to send back data to astronauts and to space scientists. We also have robots that are designed to do jobs that are boring or that people just don't really like to do. One example of that kind of robot would be like a Roomba that can sweep around your house. So our activity today is we're going to design a droid or a robot that can help you do a job that maybe you don't want to do. So to get us started, I want you girls to think of something that you have to do that maybe you don't like to do. So maybe it's a chore around the house. Maybe you have to dry the dishes or take out the trash or clean up your toys. Could you design a droid that could help you with one of those things? Or maybe there's something that you have a hard time with, like multiplication or braiding your hair or tying your shoes. So could you have a robot that could help you with one of those things? So for the first step of design a droid, I want you girls to think of a problem or a job that you could design a robot to help you do. All right? And then after you've come up with your problem, I want you to sketch a picture of what your robot or droid would look like. So I will start out by showing you a picture of my droid that I created. This is the Litter Kitty 3000. So when I was thinking about what chore I don't like to do, I do not like cleaning the litter box. I have 2 cats. I have to clean their litter box. That's something that has to be done, but I don't like it. It's stinky, it's gross, and it's not fun. So I created a droid that could clean my litter box for my cats. So, like I said, step 1, think of a problem or a job for your robot to do. Step 2 is to draw a picture or a sketch of your robot. And then step 3 is I want you to create a 3D prototype of your droid. So you may or may not have heard the word prototype before. So a prototype is a simple way you can show an idea to somebody else, or a simple way for you to test something out to see if it works the way that you thought it should or you wanted it to. So sometimes it can be as simple as a drawing, and other times we want to make something 3D, something we can hold out of just simple materials that you have laying around the house. So I want you girls to gather up some craft supplies, maybe some recyclables around home, and I want you to make a 3D prototype or model of what your robot or droid could look like. So now I'm going to show you my 3D prototype of the Litter Kitty 3000. And this is it. So I thought it would be funny to make it look like a cat because it cleans cat litter. So it's got whiskers and a nose and little ears. My ears work as a sensor, so they hear an alarm go off when the cats leave the litter box. They also, on their paws, on the Litter Kitty paws, they're actually cat litter scoops so that they can scoop out the litter. On the back, it looks kind of like a tail, but this is actually a pack that has fresh litter in it. And then I also have, this is just duct tape, but I was thinking that it would have like a big wheel or a roller on the bottom to help it get around faster. So this is my prototype of my Litter Kitty 3000. So like I said, the steps you're gonna follow. First, you're gonna come up with a job for your robot to do. Then you're gonna draw it. Then you're going to make a 3D prototype of your robot or droid. And then the fourth step is I want you to create a program or a set of instructions for your droid. So robot engineers think of things for robots to do. They design them, they build them, but then they also have to program them. So a robot won't work unless it has a set of instructions for it to follow. So now I'm going to show you my program or set of instructions for my Litter Kitty 3000. So step number 1 is when the bell rings, roll over to the litter box. So I'm thinking that how it works is it hears with its big ears, a little sensor goes off, a little bell dings when a cat gets in the litter box. So then the Litter Kitty has to get ready to clean up the mess that's going to get left behind. So when the bell rings, it goes over to the litter box. Step 2 is scoop out the clumps. Step 3 is roll over to the trash can and throw away the clumps. Step number 4 is roll back to the litter box. And step number 5 is pour fresh litter into the litter box. So, like I said, I know this is written for Daisy, so if you have a hard time with spelling or writing, please ask your grown-up to help you write the steps for your robot to follow. And you don't have to have 5 steps like me. Maybe you'll only have 3 steps, or maybe you'll have more steps, depending on what job you want your droid to do for you. So that is the 4th step. So we're going to think of a job for the robot to do. We're going to draw our robot. We're going to make a 3D prototype. We're going to write a program or a set of instructions for our droid or robot, whichever word you want to use. And then step 5 is you're going to share your droid with your family. So show it off, show them what you've built, talk to them about that cool idea you had of a robot that could help you do that job that you don't like doing. All right, girls. Now we're gonna go visit Echo and be whipping up a tasty treat called blue milk.
Bright suns, everyone. Did you know that's the greeting you'll hear if you visit Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge, in either Disneyland or Disney World? Another thing that you would find there is a beverage they serve called blue milk. So this beverage has its origins in the Star Wars films, and we're going to make a version of it here in a second. But I wanted to let the cadets out there know that making something along these lines would actually satisfy one of the steps for the new cuisines badge. Step 3 says to whip up a dish from another time period. And I'm pretty sure the Star Wars saga takes place in a very different time period. So this would qualify, I have a feeling. So who knows who drank blue milk in the Star Wars films? Does anybody have an idea? If you know, type it in the comments and let us know. Share your answers. So you may remember in the very first movie, Luke Skywalker drinks some bantha milk, and it's blue. And sometimes this is called bantha milk instead of blue milk. So today's recipe that we're going to make is one that I found online. And you can find my version as well as another variation in the resources section for this event. But there's a lot of different recipes out there that you might find if you were to look this up online. So the one that I chose has a number of ingredients. It has 2.5 cups of rice milk. So some rice milk. It calls for 2 cups of frozen pineapple chunks. And then 4 tablespoons of coconut flavor syrup and 2 tablespoons of passion fruit flavor, which I didn't have either one of those. So I'm going to substitute some guava syrup, which I did have. And I think the coconut syrup is going to give it a little thickness, and then the passion fruit was to provide that tropical flavor. So this is another tropical fruit, and it's a syrup, so I think it's going to be fine to substitute for those other 2 ingredients. So we'll see how it turns out. And then it calls for some lime flavor. I'm using lime juice, which it says is a fine substitute. I don't have a fresh lime, so we're going to use some of this lime juice. I think it'll be just fine. And then it also calls for a tablespoon of watermelon flavor, but it said you can substitute watermelon chunks instead, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put all my ingredients together. First, we were using a blender. So as you can see, I have the things set up that I'll need to use. It says to add the rice milk and the pineapple chunks first and blend those till smooth. So I'm going to just go over here. We've got 2.5 cups of milk that we're going to pour in. That was 2 cups. then we've got a half cup here, additionally. This is our pineapple chunks, as you can see. Those are going to go in next. I'm going to blend these a bit. Okay. And then it's just to add the different flavoring. So this is where I'm going to put in my lime juice, already measured out. And my guava syrup, which is pretty thick. Let that all come out of there. Okay, I'm going to put in a little bit of watermelon at a time, just to kind of see what that does for the consistency. Okay, so let's give this a blend. Ooh, that's good. And then the final step is you can add some blue food coloring. So that would be the last thing that you would want to do. I'm going to pour some of this into, well, first we'll add the food coloring. So we'll go ahead and do that to make it blue. And I usually end up with a lot of it on my hand. So let me put this back in the blender and get that blue all mixed together. See how blue that's coming? We've got some very blue milk here. All right, let's try some. Putting it in this very galactic looking glass. And that is our blue milk. Very good. I think that would make Luke proud. So before we finish up, I have a little bit of Star Wars trivia for you. So, if you were greeted with bright suns during the day, do you know what the greeting would be if you visited Star Wars Land in the evening or the nighttime? If you've been there, maybe you remember what they say, the cast members say to you. If you know, type it in the comments. Evening greeting there is rising moons. Who knows the name of the land that Star Wars represents? It's the same name at both Disneyland and Disney World. If you've been there, maybe you remember the name of it, or maybe you've read about it and would like to go there and explore. The name of this particular land or this galaxy is Batuu. Here's another fun fact. Did you know that the expression, "May the 4th be with you," actually first was used in 1979 by Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher of Great Britain. There was a full-page ad taken out wishing her good luck with her first term in office. So that's when that expression actually was first used. Did you know that Carrie Fisher, the actor who played Leia in the films, was a Girl Scout? Yes, in her hometown of Burbank, California. Her mom, who was also a very famous actor and singer, Debbie Reynolds, was a Girl Scout too. At one point, she earned 42 badges, and she was very proud of that fact. She was also her daughter's troop leader. So, pretty fun little fact there. All right, can you name two very strong female characters in the Star Wars movies? If you can think of two, type them in the comments. Two jump right to mind, but I know there's a lot of female characters, especially if you consider the books and some of the shorter films and the series The Mandalorian. So maybe you know of lots more than what would come to mind for me. Do you have a favorite character? Share with us who your favorite Star Wars character might be. Tell us in the comments who is your very favorite. All right, can you name 3 droids? 3 droids from the Star Wars films. Tell us in the comments the names of at least 3 droids that you can think of. Do you know how many films make up the Skywalker saga? And this is the whole story of basically Luke Skywalker. And it just ended with the last film that was released. So how many films total make up that Skywalker saga? Type it in the comments. Share with us if you know the number. And do you have a favorite movie? A favorite one of the Star Wars movies? Let us know which one you like the best. Are you a Star Wars fan? Also tell us one of your favorite characters. Do you have a favorite that stands out to you that you really like to watch? Do you like Chewbacca? How about Yoda? Do you like the Porgs? Lots of interesting characters when you think about all the films. And who doesn't like Baby Yoda, who's otherwise known as the Child in the Mandalorian series? So there's lots of great characters out there. Star Wars is pretty impressive with the story that was told and where it went and the different things that we learned from it. So on that note, girls, I am going to say, may the Force be with you in all of your Girl Scout galaxies. Bye-bye.